Is it possible to stay without food for 86 hours? And what's the reason to do that? And how you should achieve that? We're gonna answer these questions. I'm Keto Warrior, and today we're gonna discuss how did I do an 86-hour fast, which means no food at all for 86 hours. And plus, this was done during one of my vacations previous weekend, which means I walked and I exercised quite a lot because I was walking around the city a lot, and this made my job a bit tougher, but it felt amazing. And now I'm going to break it down to you what's this fasting and why you should consider it. If you're not familiar with intermittent fasting, which is nothing else than a period when you're eating and the period when you're not eating, and allowing your body to regenerate. How is this possible? When you're eating, what happens is you're eating proteins, fats and carbohydrates, which stimulates your insulin, which will stimulate the mTOR pathways. mTOR pathways are the ones which accumulate the energy around your body and accumulates these energies. But what happens when you're constantly always eating and you're not allowing your body to process and give some time, it's gonna accumulate some acetylates in your body, which is show that it's gonna make cancerous cells in your body. Now, this is one reason that we're gonna talk about. The first reason why you should consider intermittent fasting is in the first hours, since your insulin is down, you will start to burn fat. This occurs usually around after 16 hours, when your body has quite low insulin, so it can access the plus energy and can access the fat storages and will convert that energy into glucose. Don't get me wrong, even though you don't have carbohydrates, you're still producing glucose, which is necessary for the brain. Now, after that process that you're starting to burn fat, you kind of enter the state of ketosis after 20 hours or so. It's not actually a ketosis state, but you're producing a really small amount of ketone bodies, which are really beneficial because at this time your insulin, since is low, AMPK, which is the opposite of mTOR, we're gonna come and gonna shut down the mTOR pathways. These AMPK pathways will tell your body that you have to produce more energy out of fat, which is a really beneficial thing. Within 24 hours, you start to recycle your old cells. This process is called autophagy, which means you're having the old cells which were quite harmful for your body. You're gonna recycle them and you're gonna make some new cells. This study was done in 2010 by Journal of Health. Now, after the process of autophagy, the human growth hormone is increasing as well. This data was supported by the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. So, really important. This all human growth hormone is boosted because your insulin is down, your ketone bodies are supporting the boost of human growth hormone, and also these AMPK pathways are boosting the Ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. When it's getting higher, it's boosting the human growth hormone. After 2.5 days, you should be at the lowest point in your insulin, which means from now on you're becoming more and more insulin sensitive, which is a really good thing if you don't know, because when you're insulin resistant, you're getting closer and closer to become a diabetic. So if we can improve our insulin sensitivity, means that we can handle better carbs. So it's a really beneficial thing as well. I'm personally mostly insulin resistant, and I was a long time ago, but with intermittent fasting I could handle now way better carbs. And finally, after 3 days of fasting, now you're reboosting your immune system, because your body is now in a state where nothing caloric entered in the past 3 days, which means it starts to get kind of confused, but also in a beneficial state, because now it's boosting the immune system to become stronger, to adapt to the new situation, to be more focused. That's why you're always getting more focused actually in a fasting state. Just think about our ancestors when they had to hunt. They were there, they were eating, then they were fasting for a couple of days till the next meal. So in order to be successful, they had to really focus to be in that moment, so they can catch, so they could eat. If not, they will fast more. So their body is adapting as ours as well, and our body is boosting the creation of new stem cells and also the hemoglobins in our body. So this is why you should consider intermittent fasting. In the description box below, I will link all the studies which I mentioned today, and others as well, which will relate to intermittent fasting. Now don't get me wrong, a 72-hour fast is not for everyone, at least not in the beginning, because I'm familiar with intermittent fasting, and even though for me this was the longest period of time that I didn't eat, till that day I was doing intermittent fast of max 40 hours or so. And honestly, in my opinion, these 72 hours were not as bad. And because I was in a different country, it was a bit tough and also not. Because I would break it down to you. It was tough because there are a lot of foods out there that I would love to try. You know me, I'm a foodie and I love to try. Even though I'm in ketosis, I'm on my cuts. But being in a different country, experiencing a new culture, I would love to try those things. But other than that, I was not hungry at all. Like, I was managing my daily routine really well. I walked a lot, I mean like 30 kilometers or so, both days, and also on the third day when I was coming back. And the point where I got quite hungry, but I still pushed a bit further, was the point when I came back. So it was already at the 72-hour mark, but I wanted to push it a bit to the edge, and I wanted to test my limits. And I went to 86 hours. And at that time, when I break my fast, which also we're gonna cover in the next video, how you should break your fast, because after a long period of not eating, even though when you're, let's say, doing a smaller fast, it's really crucial how you break your fast, because we're gonna dictate and gonna boost even more, if you're doing it right, the positive effects of fat loss, or for health, or, believe it or not, to build more muscle in the future. I pushed it to the edge of 86 hours, and at that time I wasn't that hungry, but I break my fast because I wanted to, nothing else. Another suggestion is, another tip is, if you will do an 86-hour fast or an extended period of fast which is above 24 hours, I recommend to you that you will not do it more than once in a month. Because even though reduce inflammation, which is also one of the biggest reasons why we fast, so we keep the crap out of our body, leave our guts and our body to take down the insulin, replenish the cells of autophagy. But we don't want to put a stress, because still it's a kind of stress on our body not eating. So I will leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. If you did, please comment down below and hit that thumbs up button. And with all of that, guys, see you in the next vlog. cut. Fuck, I cannot pronounce this word. These moments are after the camera is rolling and most of the people are not here. You can do wherever because nobody cares. Most of the people left. But if you're here, you're really cool and I thank you. So I want you to comment down below till the end. Thank you. See you in the next vlog.